truly, it's in the littlest, most insignificant moments where we can make the greatest impact. And this reading is for Megan. So Megan, I just started, I did like 2 shuffles and this card popped out. So this is your card wanting to be expressed to you today. So thank you for letting me read you, but this is your card. Postponement. And, I feel like this card is very obvious. I just did a reading where nothing was coming up, but this one is like a really clear point for me. It's just that point of like, you have a vision, you see your potential, you see what you're capable of doing, you feel how much you want to live and express and do and interact and create, essentially. You want to create your life to be reflective of the nature that you feel within you. That's who you really are. And yet, we postpone, we wait, we think it's not ready, or I don't have this or that, I can't do this or that because I don't have the right things in place. And we wait and we postpone, and the idea is that like nothing's going to change for you to be ready. You're the one that's going to change to say I'm ready. And sometimes it's not like a shift that happens, like you make a little change and then all of a sudden your whole world falls into place. It's an accumulation process, one by one, day by day, step by step, breath by breath. We create and mold and shape and put into place a reality that is reflective of who we really are, that is in color, that is in harmony, that is, the reflection of the true nature that's within us. So it's also a point of realizing like, you can change your outer reality to be reflective of what you want it to be, but you can also just cultivate that inner self and have such a strong and sturdy and harmonized sense of self that your world can't help it but move accordingly to you. So it's kind of a twofold point here where it's like, yes, make the changes that you need outward and take the actions that you need to do that, but also cultivate that self, that inner self of that inner knowing of like, well, what kind of reality do I actually want to create? How do I want to feel within that? I want to feel fulfilled and I want to feel excited and I want to feel, these are my words, but how do you want to feel in your life? Like, what is the experience that you want to have every day? I want to feel like I have creative juices flowing, but that I implement my creative juices. So how would that feel to take action every day that creates the reality that you really want? I'll feel fulfilled. I'll feel motivated. I'll feel like I can't help but do the things that I want to do, so this feels really like a quick reading here. It's just that point of just realizing that like what you see is coming from, like what you see as your potential is coming from you. And so realizing that like you just harness you and who you are and that sense of self, and your reality will reflect that. But also realizing that in creating that strong sense of self and that internal like harmony and perfection, essentially, that's going to also guide your actions to be what produces the outer reality. But when we sit and kind of get caught up in that, well, I missed this opportunity, or I didn't do this, or why is it so hard, or I have all these ideas but I can't implement, like instead of getting caught up of what hasn't happened or what I didn't do, or feeling even overwhelmed with all the things that you want to do, it's like really bringing it down to the moment. Like, what can I do today? What can I do today that's one step forward in the direction in which I want to go? What's one thing I can do today that's going to solidify that harmony within myself and in my body? What am I going to do today that's, like going to the gym too. Like, you just started this whole process with yourself, and like really stepping into that point of like, the first step is always the hardest, but I know the more that I do these things, the more I'm strengthening myself and my body and my mind and my actions. And so it's like creating new habits that get us out of that point of just sitting back and watching my life go by and watching all these opportunities leave me, but actually take the step, take the action, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's hard, even if it's like I don't feel like I have the strength for it. Take the action anyway, and let that self-will momentum move you forward. one of the things about the law of attraction is like, oh, you know, put yourself in this state of being that is going to then attract to you the things that you want. But also, you just moving yourself physically can be the shift that you need to just clear the air and see all the energy and momentum in life that is ready to flow. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this is coming through for you. But yeah, it's just that point of, you know, you see your potential, you know what you're capable of, you know how freaking powerful you are, you know how a gift, you know the gift that you have to give. And so it's just realizing, like, even if you don't feel like it, you can do things that really just allow that forward momentum and creative process to really unfold. And it's just taking daily actions. It's daily actions to meditate, daily actions to get clear on a to-do list for today, daily, like small things, you know, like truly it's in the littlest, most insignificant moments where we can make the greatest impact. And it can be a simple step of having a list of all these ideas that I want to do, or, you know, making that one phone call that I've been resisting to call, or just taking one simple action, and the empowerment that you'll feel from that, especially if you've been in a state of postponement. When you finally take that step, oh man, you're going to feel so empowered. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you can relate to this. Please let me know if you'd like me to expand or clarify. Thank you so much for letting me read to you. This is such an important point. So there you have it. Thanks.